Alright, let's start by reviewing some of these, or I guess all of the note values. So first, let's talk about how we have a 4/4 time signature. So this is telling you have 4 quarter notes that fill up the bar, and a quarter note equals 1 beat. So we got the quarter note starting here. So you have the filled in circle, basically a solid black dot, plus the stem, which is the vertical line going straight up. That tells you have a quarter note. So you got 4 quarter notes in a row here, 2 quarter notes here, and then a half note. So you know it's a half note because you have the open circle plus the stem. Over here we have the dotted half note, and so the dot adds half the value to what is dotted. So half the value of a half note is a quarter note. So instead of this half note lasting 2 beats, it now lasts 3. And at the very end here we have the whole note, which is just the open circle. So things to remember when you practice this stuff: you have your metronome on at 60. You're going to tap your foot along with the metronome, and you're going to count out loud all of the beats: 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember to stay very laid back when you play. Instead of anticipating the beat, think of it as if you're trying to play just a hair, just a hair late. It's like a fraction of a second late, and that will tend to put you more in time with the beat. And yeah, I think that covers all that. So what I want you to do with this stuff is, if you make a mistake while you're playing it, stop and start your take over again. So let's say, you're playing through the first time and you get all the way to here and you notice a mistake happens. So start again. You don't want to just keep practicing through mistakes. The only time I really recommend practicing or continuing on when a mistake is made is like a band practice situation, where you have to be good enough with the material that you keep going. So this way when you're on stage, you're not going to have the whole band start over again just because somebody goofed. You got to be able to keep going. If you're playing along to a song for the fun of it and a mistake happens, then you just keep going, right? But for this sort of thing, for these practice purposes, you do not want to practice or continue to go forward when a mistake is made. You need to correct the mistake immediately. Because if you don't correct the mistake immediately, you're basically like telling your brain it's okay to screw up. You don't want to do that. You want to correct yourself immediately with this stuff. So practice doesn't mean anything. Only perfect practice makes perfect. So obviously, you can't be perfect all the time, and mistakes are going to be made. But what you do when the mistake comes up, that's what is important. So, and if you find that you keep screwing up, just for example, you keep screwing up this bar, well, instead of always starting over at the beginning, just focus on what's causing trouble. So maybe just play that bar, 3 or 4 times in a row correctly before you go back to the start. So always address the mistake when it happens before moving on. So with that in mind, so here's what I want you to do with these 4 rhythm exercises. You're going to start at 60 with the metronome. You're going to play through this guy correctly 1 time, and that includes the repeat. So you play the whole thing correctly once, and then I want you to bump the metronome up by 5 beats per minute. So you're going to go up to 65. I only want you to go up to 100. So 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100 for all 4 of these every day. Every day you practice. So if any of that is unclear, please let me know. I'll try and explain it better. But for demonstration purposes, so this video is not really long, I'm going to play this at 60, and then I'm going to play it at 100 so you can hear how both go. And since you have Guitar Pro, feel free to practice along with that. Maybe practice with playing along with the Guitar Pro and playing without, because eventually you'll want to be good enough to just follow a metronome without having to rely on MIDI tracks or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to count off 4 so you know when I start, so you can follow along if you want. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. I usually just say done when I hit that last thing. Alright, so here it is again at 100, the top speed I want you to work up to. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Alright, on to number 2. Alright, so 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and done. And 100 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. I don't know if you can see the guitar bobbing or not, but I am tapping my foot, so I'm doing it too. Number 3. So this is where tied notes were introduced. So the idea is to allow this chord to ring out past the bar. So we have to use a tied note because mathematically we always have to fill up a 4/4 time signature correctly. So we can't put something in here to signify 5 beats in length because we only have 4 beats per bar. So, and you're always going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even though this does last for 5 beats. You still got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It just keeps things uniform, keeps them in order. So, and then this, another tied note. So this last starts at beat number 4 and it rings out through beat number 1. All right, here we go at 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I just screwed that up. Take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Yes, I absolutely make mistakes. We all do. Alright. Here we go with 100. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. It's kind of a funky chord in there. Hopefully that was okay enough of a performance to get the demonstration across. Alright, and the final one where you just got to pay real close attention to where the chord comes into play. So one thing you can do, if need be, like maybe print this out or like write out where the count is. We'll be going over that when we get more into detail. But basically, right here, let me try something real quick. Gonna move the camera a bit and show you how to write this thing out. So here it goes. All right. We're gonna get the pen cap off. All right, there we go. So normally I would write this whole thing out in a straight line, but hopefully this will get the, well, I think I can do that here. So you're going to write out 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I can just do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. We got all 4 bars accounted for. The 5th bar, the one after the repeat, who cares, because it is just a whole note. So we get the important part down. So we write out the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to underline the part of the beat that you play. So looking at bar 1, you come in on beat number 1, so you underline that. And then that lasts for 3 beats. And the next chord or note comes in on beat 4, so you underline that. Now you look at beat number 2. So you see that the A5 chord that came in over here, well, that carries over into beat or bar number 2. And lasts for a half note, which is 2 beats. So the G5 chord comes in on beat number 3 and is a half note, but is also tied to a quarter note. So then the first F5 chord in bar number 3 comes in on beat number 2. So you underline that. And then that guy, you have the dotted half note, so that lasts 3 beats for that bar, so that finishes out bar number 3, but it's tied to another dotted half note, so that lasts 3 whole beats, and you see that G5 chord comes in on beat number 4. So underlining stuff like that is extremely helpful for very complicated things. So you see that you're going to play on beats 1, 4, for bar number 1. Bar number 2, you only play on beat 3. Bar number 3, you play on beat 2. And bar number 4, you only play on beat 4. So, absolutely nothing wrong with writing things out like that. I think it makes it way easier to understand rhythm, especially when it comes to very complicated things. Use tools like that to your advantage. I do it whenever needed. If I'm having a hard time reading a rhythm just by looking at it, I'll write the thing out. I don't see anything wrong with it because, hey, if it helps you understand something easier and allows you to progress faster, do it. Do it. All right. So with all that being said, down to 60 beats a minute, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4 done. All right. On to 100 beats a minute. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. All right. So that covers, I do believe, everything we discussed yesterday, plus some new ideas. So yeah, again, anytime you have questions about anything, ask me right away. Send me an email. Let me know you need help whenever you do. You don't have to wait till the next class. I absolutely prefer it if you ask me before, because if you're having trouble with anything at all in between classes, I want to give you as much information as needed in order to help you progress the best way you can. So yeah, nothing wrong with asking me stuff in between lessons. There is something wrong if you wait until the next lesson if you have anything that you're unsure of, because, well, I can't help. It can't help you if you don't ask the question, right? So yeah, ask questions whenever you have any doubts about anything. Please do that. I'm happy to help you as much as I can. There we go. Lesson 1 in the books. And recap. So all 4 of these start at 60 beats per minute. Play it correctly 1 time. Go to 65. Play it correctly 1 time. And do 1 exercise at a time. So don't go like from 1, 2, 3, 4 all at 60 and then go up. You stay on exercise number 1 until you get all the way to 100, and then move on to number 2, get that to 100. And the more you do it throughout the week, the easier it should get. But yeah, good luck, and see you Thursday.